In November 1985, the world watched in horror as a 13-year-old girl lay trapped in mud and debris, her courage shining through every painful breath. Her name was Omayra Sánchez Garçon, and her haunting image would change the way the world viewed tragedy, media, and humanity itself. But before the cameras, before the tears, and before the volcano erupted, Omayra was just a little girl with big dreams, a bright smile, and a life filled with laughter. Born on August 28, 1972, in Armero, Colombia, Omayra Sánchez was like any other child, curious, loving, and full of hope. She lived with her parents, her brother, and her Aunt Maria Adela Garçon in a humble home surrounded by sorghum farms and sugarcane fields. She loved to sing. She dreamed of becoming a lawyer one day, someone who could stand up for others. Her teachers remembered her as bright, outspoken, and compassionate, a girl who always helped classmates with their homework, even when she hadn't finished hers. Her mother, Maria, worked as a schoolteacher, while her father ran a small shop. Their lives were simple, but filled with love and community. No one could have imagined that beneath their peaceful town lay a sleeping giant, the Nevado del Ruiz volcano, that would soon awaken and destroy everything they knew. On November 13, 1985, after months of warnings that few heeded, the Nevado del Ruiz volcano erupted violently. A torrent of mud, rocks, and melted glacier, known as a lahar, raced down the mountain at nearly 40 miles per hour. Within minutes, the once thriving town of Armero was buried under 13 feet of mud and debris. More than 23,000 people were killed. And among the survivors was Omayra Sánchez, trapped waist-deep in the ruins of her home, unable to free herself. When rescuers found Omayra, she was calm, heartbreakingly calm. She was trapped by the concrete and debris that had once been her home. For the first few hours after the mud flow struck Armero, Omayra lay buried beneath the wreckage of her home, trapped under layers of concrete, mud, and shattered wood. Somehow, she managed to push one hand through a small crack in the debris, a silent signal of life amid the devastation. A rescuer noticed that a small, trembling hand was reaching out, and it became a beacon of hope. For hours, they worked tirelessly, clearing broken tiles and splintered boards, desperate to reach her. By the end of the day, they had managed to free her upper body, but that's when they realized the nightmare was far from over. The rescuers tried everything: ropes, pumps, even their bare hands. But removing her would mean pulling apart the structure holding her body together. Each attempt to pull her free was met with agony. The pressure of the debris made it impossible to move her without breaking her legs. Worse still, the muddy water kept rising around her, threatening to drown her if they stopped. To keep her head above water, the rescuers placed a tire around her chest, turning it into a fragile lifeline. When divers finally examined what was holding her down, they discovered something heartbreaking. Omayra's legs were trapped beneath a brick door, and wrapped tightly around them were the lifeless arms of her aunt, who had died trying to protect her. She was fully conscious, talking, praying, and singing softly. She asked for sweets, drank soda. She asked about her school exams. She worried about her mother, who was away on business and unaware of the disaster. For nearly 3 days, journalists and rescue workers stayed by her side, documenting her incredible strength and heartbreaking struggle. French photojournalist Franck Fournet captured the moment that would shake the world: Omayra's face, pale and exhausted, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and peace. That photograph, titled Omayra Sánchez, would later win the World Press Photo of the Year and ignite a global debate about humanity, aid, and the ethics of witnessing suffering. Omayra stayed strong till the end. She spoke to rescuers, saying, "Please, let me rest a little. She even comforted others who cried nearby. On the third day, as hypothermia and exhaustion took over, her voice grew weak. She whispered prayers and told those around her she was ready to go. At 10:05 a.m., after 60 hours of agony and grace, Omayra Sánchez passed away. Her brother survived the lahars, but her father and aunt died too. The image of Omayra spread around the world. People wept for her, questioned why the government hadn't acted sooner, and demanded better disaster response. Her death became a symbol of resilience, courage, and the failures of human systems. The tragedy of Armero remains one of Colombia's darkest moments, but Omayra's story continues to remind us of the power of hope in the face of despair. Every year, Colombians remember her as the little girl who showed unimaginable strength and whose calm spirit moved millions. Omayra Sánchez didn't just die in that tragedy, she became a voice for those who couldn't be saved and a symbol of compassion the world will never forget. If you were moved by Omayra's story, please like this video, subscribe, and share her story so her courage is never forgotten. Until next time.